Cut the music. Hello, Leafs Nation. I'm Rick Scarborough, and you're watching Blue and White Weekly, where we bring you weekly updates on the Leafs and the hockey world at large. As the Leafs played their next-gen game this week, we decided to make this week our next-gen special. So I will not be your host today. Today, I turn the chair over to our junior intern, Gilsey. What the f*** is up, Leafs Nation? It's your boy Gilsey, and welcome on back to Blue and White Weekly, your one-stop shop for all things Leafs, all things hockey. There's a lot of games, a lot of news this week. Let's get right into it. Monday continues to be the best night to be a Leafs fan as our boys rolled into prime Monday Night Hockey against the Chicago Blackhawks. The Blackhawks sat in dead last coming into this game, and the Leafs bullied them into staying there. Pappy opened up the scoring with some disgusting little moves, to which JT said, "Hey, guess what, Austin? I can also stick hand on my way to a phone booth," and promptly humiliated the Chicago defense. Lucas Reichel scored to make it a 2-1 game, but then the next gen came to play, baby. Minty Fresh Fraser Minton got his second of the year, and Nyes sealed the deal with an empty netter to take this one 4-1. Oh, and how could I forget about Stoley, the goalie, coming out with the shades on like the rock star that he is after stopping 27 shots. Now, those shades were actually camera glasses, and you can see Stoley's POV on the Leafs socials. He's the verse star because he is a star. Love to see that. Big Leafs win on next gen night. Oh, this job is fun, eh? I can see why Rick likes to do this. Alright, I'm doing the next game too. Wednesday night saw another dog water team march their sorry asses through the doors of Scotiabank Arena as the Nashville Predators came to town. The Preds came into this game nearly dead last, with only the Blackhawks behind them. You wouldn't know it though, because for most of the game the Preds had the lead 1-0, and the Leafs were skating like pheasants till second intermission. I don't know what exactly he said or did, but Craig Berube awoke something in the boys. As 5 minutes into the third, it was 3-1 Leafs off some beauty goals from Pappy and Willie, and a little help from Mitchie and Nicey. Not only that, Mitch Marner got nasty after a whistle when a Pred got too close to Wool. To the people that said Mitch would never do well in a Craig Berube system, show them this screenshot. Also on Wednesday, Alright, get out of here. I'll be back. No, you won't. Also on Wednesday, the rosters for the Four Nations Faceoff were revealed. For more on that, we throw to our ringside reporter, Riley Roberts. Thanks very much, Rick. And that's right. The rosters for the Four Nations Faceoff were revealed, and it's good news for Leafs fans. The Leafs are one of two teams being represented by each nation, the other being the Florida Panthers. We already knew that Austin Matthews had been named to Team USA and William Nylander to Sweden, but now Mitch Marner has joined Team Canada and Jani Hakanpää has been named to Team Finland, despite only playing in 2 games this year, being less than stellar in both, and then leaving to go get more knee surgery. One name people have been upset to see omitted is John Tavares for Team Canada. While he has had a strong start to the season for sure, Canada's center depth is secure without him, and perhaps this will light even more of a fire underneath him down the stretch of the season. Where people should be concerned for the Great White North is in goal. Jordan Binnington, Aiden Hill, and Sam Montembeault have been named as the goaltenders for Canada. All 3 goalies have roughly a .900 save percentage, but only Hill has a winning record this season. If the conversation surrounding this team is snubs, then a name that isn't talked about enough is Logan Thompson of the Washington Capitals, a .913 save percentage with a 10-1 record. While the save percentage is only slightly above that of the goalies that made the team, Thompson has proved himself perhaps more reliable than the others, as he's led the Capitals to 3rd in the league, just a point back of Aiden Hill's Golden Knights. We'll have more updates on the Four Nations Faceoff as we get closer to the tournament, but for now, I'll throw it back to Rick. On Friday, the New York Rangers traded captain Jacob Trouba to the Anaheim Ducks in exchange for Urho Vikinen and a 4th-round pick in the upcoming draft. This comes after the Rangers' poor start to the season, which currently finds them in a wildcard spot. In a wildcard spot? And you guys say that Leafs fans complain about everything. Friday night saw the Washington Capitals come to town without Ovechkin in the lineup and without Logan Thompson in net. The game was rather back and forth in the first period, but the second opened up with a Washington goal from Nick Dowd. Later in the second, a stretch pass from Chris Tanev set John Tavares up for a beautiful breakaway, and the amulet would not be denied on this one. Unfortunately, that's all the Leafs could muster as the Capitals put 2 more in and walked out of Toronto with the win 3-1. Saturday night saw the Buds travel to Pittsburgh for a clash with the Penguins. Max Pacioretty returned to the lineup in this one after spending time on LTIR, and Nick Robertson was healthy scratched in favor of Alex Nylander. Rickard Rakell got the party started early for the Penguins, but Marner answered back with a greasy goal to tie it up. The teams went back and forth once again, with Brian Rust and Willie Nylander both getting on the board, but it was former Leaf Michael Bunting who scored the game winner. Why is it always the former Leafs that screw us over? It's a really strange phenomenon. It keeps happening. I want to see it studied, really. Joseph Woll played a strong game, including this phenomenal late stop to keep the Leafs in it. However, with a late power play, the Leafs pulled Woll for the 6-on-4, and that didn't go to plan as Pittsburgh tacked on 2 empty netters and walked away with the win in this one 5-2. As mentioned on the Sportsnet broadcast, this is the first set of back-to-back regulation losses for the Leafs in 18 games, dating back to October's losses to the Columbus Blue Jackets and St. Louis Blues. Looking ahead in the week, the Leafs take a trip to New Jersey on Tuesday to take on Sheldon Keefe's Devils. Then it's back home on Thursday against the Anaheim Ducks, and on Saturday, it's a hockey night contest in Detroit against the Red Wings. We'll have all that. Can I do this part? Fine, go ahead. We'll have all those games for you next week, plus so much more. But for now, thanks for tuning in, Leafs Nation. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, and when people ask you who the best team in hockey is, you just go ahead and tell them, go, Leafs, go. Yeah! See you next week.